Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this Orc Tactics video with myself, 6+ Stevo. So, in this one, we are looking at the Nobz data card as voted for by you. Yes, you guys voted in your droves on my community tab, so thank you very much for taking part in that. I'm very sorry, Flashgit fans, you are going to have to wait a little bit longer for that video, but don't worry, we're going to look at them snazzy gits soon. But yeah, for now, we are looking at the Nobz. So, the Nobz, they cost 115 points for a squad of 5. Their stat line is Movement 6, Toughness 5, 4+ save, 2 wounds, Leadership 7, and an objective control of 1. They all come equipped as standard with big choppers and sluggers, but they can be changed up. You can swap the big chopper for a power claw, or you can swap all of it for a combi weapon and a close combat weapon. The slugger chopper, no longer an option for Nobz. That's I don't know, I think a lot of people liked running them with slugger chopper. Yeah, it would give you the sort of the most attacks, and you know, I don't know, that's a real shame actually that that's not an option. I don't think it was the most popular option for them, but I think there's quite a few people out there that probably did run them like that, so it's a shame that that option's no longer there. An odd decision from GW there, especially as, well, in the box they do literally come with slugger choppers, so the whole thing about only being able to use what's in the box, well, sometimes you can't even use what's in the box apparently. So yeah, very strange, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm kind of learning as I go with these videos. I'm learning along with you, so this is you know, I'm not making these videos from someone who's like, I'm an expert, listen to what I tell you and stuff. I'm far from no expert. I am just a fan. A humble green skin fan. So as I'm doing these videos, I've found it really useful for myself, because not only am I sort of opening the discussion and hopefully creating some entertaining educational content for you guys, but I am very much educating myself with this. So literally just as I was about to hit recording this, I'm like, oh shit, they don't have slugger choppers anymore. How weird. At first I thought it was a misprint. I thought they'd just forgotten to put the stats on there, but yeah, no, it's looked around the back and not an option anymore. Really weird. So anyway, weapon wise, big chopper, power claw, we went over that before, I think, when we looked at the boys squad, and it's the same. I think both the power claw and the big chopper are equally viable. I think it depends what sort of targets you're up against. If you're planning to come up against more vehicles and things, the power claw's better. Big chopper I would probably favour against most infantry. Look, I think they're both equally as good. They're just different. One's a bit better at hitting, one's a bit stronger and offers better AP when it does hit. And that's pretty much what you're choosing between. Do you want to have better weapon skill or better strength and AP? That's your choice, really. So yeah, both very good options. Now the combi weapon. The combi weapons... So, well, let's have a look at the stats of it. So, a combi weapon is range 24 inches, only 1 attack, ballistic skill 5+, so orc shooting, not great, strength 4, not great, no AP, 1 damage. So, its stat line is incredibly unimpressive, but it does come with some special rules. You've got the anti-infantry 4+, you've also got devastating wounds, and you've got rapid fire 1. So at half range, you're getting 2 shots. Shooting at infantry, you're getting that 4+, and that 4+ is to wound. So yeah, when you're shooting against infantry with these combi weapons, you're always wounding on a 4+, regardless. And those are critical hits. And that's where the devastating wounds comes in, because all your devastating wounds inflict mortal wounds instead of your standard wounds. So yeah, shooting with the combi weapons against any infantry units, it's mortal wounds on a 4+. So when you start looking at it like that, it's actually like, whoa, this can actually, these guns, these combi weapons can actually throw out some really nice mortal wounds. So yeah, I don't think. I sort of looked at the combi weapons earlier for like the Nob leading the boys squad. You'd sort of quite often want to put that in like a mob of shooter boys if you're going, you know, if you want them to be shooting all game. I think one combi weapon on its own is a bit meh. Do you know what I quite like the idea of though? Is running like a squad of 10 of these, all armed with combi weapons, getting them within half range, getting like 20 shots out of them, and unleashing quite a lot of mortal wounds. I don't know. I don't know if it's competitive. I don't know if it's viable. I haven't played enough yet to really sort of try them out, but I think they'd be fun. I don't know. Yeah, combi weapons. I need to experiment more with them and have some fun with them. I think. Like I say, it's that anti-infantry and the devastating wounds is really nice. They could be some really, but you are relying on that orc shooting. So yeah, I don't know. It's the Nobz are tough, they're hench. It does seem a shame not to give them big choppers or power claws, let's be honest. Especially as you're not paying no points for them now. You know, you paid your points for the unit. 115 points for a squad of 5 of these. They are a little bit on the sort of, for orcs anyway, slightly pricey side. But I think when you can have all 5 of them with power claws coming in, I think it's probably money well spent. So yeah, I don't know. I think the sort of way you're usually going to want to run these guys is load them up in a truck or something and get them out the battlefield, get them into combat as soon as possible. I think they're going to do the business on most targets. But yeah, I'd quite like the idea of having 10 of these all armed with combi weapons, just seeing what could happen. Do you know what though? I wish they differentiated between the combi weapons. Go back to having combi rockets, combi flamers, and bring back the custom shooters for them as well. That would be nice to have again. But we'll see. We'll see what the Codex brings. So let's get. We've waffling on long enough now. Let's get on to the abilities. So the boss's lads. While a war boss model is leading this unit, each time an attack targets this unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So that's really, really nice. But the trouble with that is you've got the boys are also vying for the war boss's attention. We talked about that in the boys video, where you can have 2 characters in a large mob of boys as long as one of them is a war boss. But a unit of Nobz is going to like having a war boss plugged into it as well, because that subtracting 1 from the wound roll is really, really nice. They've already got 2 wounds as they are. They've got that nice 4+ save. They've got a nice toughness of 5, and now you're subtracting 1 from the wound roll. This is going to make these guys a lot tougher to bring down. So yeah, and that's from shooting and melee. Really, really nice. That's going to add some really nice survivability to them. You've also got war gear abilities. You've got ammo runt. Once per battle, for each ammo runt this unit has, when this unit is selected to shoot, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in this unit have the lethal hits ability. Okay, so lethal hits, very, very nice. So if we have them, like I talked about earlier, if we have them all armed with those combi weapons, they've already getting the anti-keyword, they've already got the devastating wounds. I'm just kind of wondering though, lethal hits. So if you're using that with the combi weapon, I feel like it could sort of backfire, because you're getting lethal hits. So any critical hits automatically wound the target. But because they've got the anti-keyword and devastating blows, if they're getting critical wounds, then they're causing mortal wounds. But if you automatically wound the target, you don't automatically cause a mortal wound. So I don't know, I feel like the ammo runts will actually, you're actually not going to want those critical hits, because then you're just getting regular wounds rather than the mortal wounds that your combi weapons spit out, if that makes sense. I think going through the sequence of events, so you've automatically hit, you've then scored an automatic wound, but you haven't scored a critical wound. So yeah, the ammo runts, I think they'll work with your sluggers, but I don't think you're actually going to want them to work with your combi weapons, because it's going to kind of screw up your combi weapons. Odd. Very odd. Please go in the comment section if I've got that completely wrong. That is a definite possibility. Right, they've also got the keywords infantry, grenades and Nobz. They get that nice grenade stratagem, which is cool. If we look on the back, yep, they come in a squad of 5, but you can expand the squad up to 10. So, it says for every 5 models in this unit, it can be equipped with 1 ammo runt. So, yeah, you can have up to 2 ammo runts in this unit. So, yeah, okay. I think with them sluggers, they're not going to do much at all. A couple of like automatic wounds from your sluggers, okay, it's all right. Nothing to write home about. But what can we do with these guys? What characters can we plug into them? Well, we talked about the war boss earlier, which is definitely a viable option. I think that -1 to wound on them, adding to their survivability, which is kind of different to what a war boss would usually do. But he also gives them the +1 to hit in melee. So yeah, you're getting the +1 to hit, and he's also adding to their survivability, which is really, really nice. So yeah, I think the war boss going in with your Nobz is a really, really good move. And it would make sense that the war boss would be there with his biggest and best around him, doesn't it? But it's a tough choice though, because as we talked about in the boys video, you might want to stick him in a big mob of 20 boys and get the benefits of having a war boss and another character and really buffing the hell out of them boys. So the only option you're going to have is to have 2 war bosses or more. You've also got the Nob with the War banner, being able to give them that extra sort of mini War, so that fits as well. He'd fit really nicely in with the unit. You've got the Pain Boy, which add a nice bit of survivability. Nobz with 2 wounds, 4+ save, and a feel no pain. Yes, please. That sounds pretty nice. Or you've got the Big Mech with KFF for the reroll hit rolls of 1. So that'll be nice if you did equip them all with the Combi weapons, and the custom force field is always really, really nice. But yeah, I think, do you know what, any of them characters will go in with your Nobz quite well, and I think would be very usable. But yeah, Nobz, I think most people are going to use them in the classic loadouts of big choppers or power claws and just get stuck in with them. But yeah, I like Nobz. It's going to be interesting to see how they compare with the Mega Nobz. And the flash kits as well. I talked earlier about, like, you know, thinking it'd be quite cool to have a unit of 10 of these with combi weapons. Would that be worth it if you've got flash kits though, which are essentially Nobz with big flashy guns? So, yeah, interesting. It'll be interesting to look at the flash kits, which will be coming up next, guys. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching this one. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I think I'm gonna cringe when I look at the editing of this one, because I've got some editing to do, because I have waffled on quite a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to trim some bits out of this video, because recording this one, I don't know what's going on with me today, guys. Usually I do these in like one take. But this time I've been recording for, well, you'll be the judge, because you'll see how long the video is when it comes out. But at the moment it's over 22 minutes of recording at the moment, because I have just not been able to get my words out today. But anyway, there you go. That's the Nobz. Flash kits coming up next, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks very much for watching. This is 6+ Stevo signing out.